All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. 2024, which is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Lord willing, this be the year that Yahweh Shai redeems the elect and sets up the kingdom of heaven. Breaking news. It's been going on. I've been watching a couple of videos. If you haven't heard, Biden has dropped out of the race, the 2024 race, which is evident. We've been saying this. It's clear. So the things that we notice through the spirit, the things are coming to pass because we've been known this guy, something ain't right. Something's off. And it's been like that for years. But he was set up for a reason and a purpose. He outlived this purpose. So now, those that control in the dark hand of things, they're moving them out the way. That's why they set up this whole thing with Trump and moved everything in that direction. So we're still waiting to see how everything plays out with that. But we know that he will be. It's a high chance that he's getting ready to be hopefully the last emperor, the last emperor of Babylon, okay, of Rome, and then the judgment's coming, okay. And he said something in the Republican meeting they had with the Republicans. He said that he's going to usher in the greatest 4 years of America's history, which I laughed at and said, because these are the times of judgment. There's nothing that he can do, one man can do to pull back the prophecy. So let's go ahead. I'm going to play this video. This is fair use, fair use. He's going to break it down. There's news stories that have been circulating around, but this one is don't like to really strike. So I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to jump into some other news stories, and then we'll go ahead and close on out.
The President of the United States, Joe Biden, has announced he is stepping down as a candidate in the 2024 U.S. presidential elections. In his announcement on X, the U.S. President said he will speak to the nation later this week about his decision. Biden also nominated Kamala Harris as the presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. In the historic move that plunges the already turbulent 2024 White House race into uncharted territory, Biden said it is in the best interest of his party and the country for him to start.
There's been earlier this week, they had one of the biggest donors to the Democrats. They paused on funds. They said they would not release any funds until Joe Biden stepped down. So this has been an ongoing thing. This has already been in the mix. It's not something that just came out of nowhere. Because I did this news story concerning him and NATO when he went over there in the NATO conference, and he just made the absolute, it's ridiculous. But that's the Lord putting these curses on Esau and putting them on his nation. Because what is a leader? A leader, a strong king. Let's go to the nation of Israel. When was our strongest time? Was in the time of King Solomon, which we had a great ruler, and we had kings, we had righteous kings, and then we had kings that went off. So once you're in league and you have a strong-minded ruler, your nation can prosper if it's in Yahweh Shai's will. But when the Lord has shown this guy to put this guy up here to have constantly ridiculed, constantly have outburst after outburst, slip up after slip up, that's the Most High putting that pomp, that respect factor, because these other nations, they look at leaders as the representation of the people. That's why Putin. When you say Russia, you gotta mention Putin. When you say Israel, you gotta mention Netanyahu. Okay, I'm just giving examples of leaders in those nations set themselves as that beacon. Okay, that forerunner. That's where you see the displacement that's going on now with this guy, is that he's been constantly ridiculed. Even all these other nations are picking up stories about him. He's been falling upstairs, falling downstairs, losing his way. So these are clear-cut signs that we've been seeing, but now it's coming out to the forefront that he's out of there, okay? And we've been saying this for a while, because they're setting this thing up, and it's pretty much a one horse race right now.
Down and focus solely on fulfilling his duties as the president for the remainder of his term.
So that's showing you right there, he's out of there. He's done. He's done. Hang him up. Let me pull this up real quick. Here we go. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. This is Ezekiel 7 and verse 26. It says, calamity will follow calamity. Rumor will follow rumor. They will look in vain for a vision from the prophets. And this was in the time of Israel. Now you're seeing in the time of Esau. He has no answers. There's no prognosticators, no soothsayers, no astrologers. Excuse me, that can get him out of this jam right here. This is what you call a quagmire, man, because the person that's coming in here is already set up, but they have all these immigration things to deal with. We got the Middle East conflict happening with Yemen and Israel, Syrian Peninsula. All these things are taking place. Taiwan, Ukraine, all these things are taking place. These are the calamities after calamities. That's where it says there should be a rumor of wars. And we're hearing that now. Okay, so let's read it again. It says, calamity will follow calamity. Rumor will follow rumor. They will look in vain for a vision from the prophets. They will receive no teachings from the priest and no counsel from the leaders. So they don't really have much. They don't have no game plan. Even if Nero gets in there, all right. If Nero comes back into power, that's still not going to be the answer to the questions, because this thing has already progressed itself. All right. Russia they have red lines that have been crossed over. It's going to take a drastic switch to even pull that thing back. OK, and then you got all these skirmishes that are happening. So things are going to take place. Now they know this guy's out. The ones that don't want that hard line, strong Babylon, they're gonna make moves in these times. They're gonna make things happen in the small time, the small window that they have, man. Okay, this is the book of let's read it in the Amplified. It says, disaster will come upon disaster, and rumor will heap. It says, and rumor will be heaped on rumor. See, and we seeing it now. They will seek a vision from a prophet, but the law and the guidance will be lost from the priest, and the wise counsel will cease from the elders. Okay, so this was the same thing that was done to us when we were being taken down. It was a systematic taking down and a destruction of the nation of Israel. So what we're seeing now, we're seeing the same thing happening to our enemies by way of these prophecies, by way of the disasters, by way of the calamities. All these things are leading up to the end, man. It's not just going to come drastically. It's going to come with a succession of things, man. See? Let's see here if there's any precepts. Okay, Khan. This is Isaiah 47 and verse 11. Let's read in NLT. So disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. That's why I said stand now with thy enchantments. Okay, because if you go back to the Genesis and the birth of Babylon, which we know is America today, it has its history in Freemasonry. It has its history in astrology, all these different left-hand sided things, magic, all these things, man. Seances, they've been doing that. Okay, if you go to the Bohemian Grove, they'll show you that they worship the owl name is Molech, which goes back into the scriptures, man. All right, going back to Balak, Balaam, or Salakia, where you got Baal, where you have the worshiping of what? It came as a calf or bull, or it comes as an owl. So they're still worshiping the same deities, those same gods, because the same thing the demons told Yahushai, have you come to take us before our time? So they have the reins now. And that's why Satan said in Job, when the Lord asked him, where comest thou? He said, coming from running to and fro in the earth. Okay, that's why the Lord said, why did he say that? What did that mean? That means that wickedness was going throughout all the earth, because he's over the left-handed side. So he was telling the Heavenly Father is, I'm busy because there's a lot of wickedness going on. That's why the Heavenly Father said, have you forgot my servant Job? Okay, that's going to you Israelites also, because we are the righteous on the planet earth. Okay, and it says, read it again, Isaiah 47 and 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So where you seeing these people in Babylon, they're not realizing that they're in the crosshairs of prophecy. Okay, they're in the crosshairs of coming judgment. There ain't nobody that can save this place. There's nobody that can come up out the muck and put their hands together and it would say we would have took bomb, we would have healed Babylon. All right, but it can't be healed, so it's over with. That's why the scriptures are saying we are way beyond the point of no return, man. Okay, one more time. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Okay, so now let's jump into the next story. Here we go. It says BRICS, because now, as simultaneously as this is happening, you have the currency that's being devalued, it's being attacked, it's being replaced. That's simultaneous. It's not a coincidence because everybody's distracted with one thing, but they're not seeing that the whole world is moving away from the petrodollar. There's a few nations, and that's the European and the Edomite nations that are co-signing with Esau that are keeping it alive. That's why they're going to have to go to war. They're going to have to go to blows for this thing. Okay. And this is BRICS to use cryptocurrency for its payment system. See, it says with the economy alliances developing its own native financial structure, could the BRICS bloc be set to use cryptocurrency for its payment system? One Russian Senate leader has recently discussed the potential for digital currency to be a vital part of the alliance system at the BRICS. It's all set up. That's the elites control every aspect of this. That's why the BRICS is still being controlled by the left-handed side. They're just taking the dollar out of power and replacing it with this new digital currency, because they ain't saying, oh, gold back and let's go everything gold back, tangible. Whatever you have in your resources is what you'll be able to use, which is a just balance. So what are they doing now? They're even moving towards this digital currency. And we've been telling people that money is going to change over, and you're going to have an identification thing to be able to buy and sell in this world to come. They're all in league with each other, man. Just because you think it's a separation, it's not. They're just moving and switching a dollar and switching that role with something that's already been prepared. Okay. And it says, has recently discussed the potential for digital currency to be a vital part of the alliance system at the BRICS forum in St. Petersburg. Significantly central bank digital currency. See, that's how you know that they're all tied in. They're juiced in. They're juiced in, man. They're just there to kill the dollar. Okay, the elites don't care about the dollar. They deal in gold. And what does it say? Gold is the currency of kings, and silver is the currency of gentlemen. Okay, so they're trading. They know what's getting ready to come down, and these people have marching orders. That's why they're alliance themselves, and they're setting this thing up because they have what does it say? They have an agenda that's being pushed. That's how we know that they're linked in, because they're pushing the CBDC, which is going to be programmable money, man. Okay, trackable money. It says earlier this month, Iran called a payment system to connect all BRICS member central banks. Cryptos could be a rather simple way to do that, according to the chairman of the Russian Federation Council, Valentina Matvinkino. That could be a key part of the developing project. See? So these things are bleeding because, like I said, you're not going to be able to identify yourself in this coming world if you're not into that system. And how can we say that? Because it's going on right now. It's going on as we speak right now. They have a national ID restrictions already in place. And this is going to show you, this is a foreshadowing of what's to come in the system that they want to develop. That means if you don't have your ID, you don't have that marking, okay, you don't have that identifier as you being in the system, you're going to be locked out of the system. And this is refugees in Uganda turn to Bitcoin due to national ID restrictions. See? So they already got the system set up to the point to where they actually restricting people. It's not trial run where it's just being tested. It's being implemented. It's active, man. Okay? It says some refugees in Uganda are transacting with Bitcoin because they don't have national identification cards, which are required to open a bank account. So same thing now. To get a loan, you have to have all types of paperwork. You have to have all types of receipts and different things like that, and then identification of who you are. So in this coming system to come, that's what it's going to be. But you're going to have that identification number, okay, which goes back to that Mark Wahlberg, okay. It says refugees in Uganda lack identification, a national ID. It says so they have no way to opening up accounts, bank accounts, said Noble Naguma, former CEO of the Bitcoin invasion hub at this year's Oslo Freedom Forum. And it says Uganda is the largest refugee hosting country in Africa, providing a home to over 1.6 million refugees and asylum seekers. The Bitcoin Innovation Hub, located in Kampala, the national capital, teaches some of those refugees practical skills that help them to become small business owners. These skills include coding, how to do the hair and makeup for food and food preparation. The program also teaches refugees how to earn, buy, and spend Bitcoin. So it's leading into that, and then pretty soon you're gonna have to have a system that's gonna be over that. That's gonna stop people, man. So that's just showing you a prime example that even refugees. And then I was thinking this too, when Trump comes into office, all right, if he wins the presidential race, how is he going to combat these immigrants? How is he going to combat these migrants? There's millions of them here. How is he going to do that? If he implements an identification that way, if you're here legally, you get your ID card. If you're not, then that way you can be sifted out. But he's going to do something. And he can't just go door to door, and they don't even know where they sent these people at. They don't even know where a majority of these people went. So that's where you see that there's going to have to. This is an ordo ab chaos. There's already things set up to where they can bring in the order. All right. So you have all these refugees that have come into Babylon. Now, how is Trump going to sift them out? How's that going to happen? It's going to happen by way of if he puts in that identification system, which other countries are using. Okay. Now, this is the last story here. It says 40 countries express interest to join BRICS before the summer 2024. So they jumping for it, man. Okay. It says the number of countries that are expressing interest to join the BRICS alliance before the 2024 summit is rapidly increasing. Developing countries from Asia, Africa, South